Hey everybody, I hope everybody has had a good few weeks so far. I just wanted to say again, my name is Ashley, and this is assignment 1, my vlog, not blog because I'm not typing it, which is something out of my comfort zone and something I wouldn't normally do, but I think it's a pretty cool opportunity to be able to try. So I just want to point out a couple things. The first thing is I do have music playing in the background. I'm hoping that doesn't interfere with my talking. I'm doing that for a couple of reasons. One is I have my children home and they're playing downstairs. And the other reason is my neighbors, very rowdy boy neighbors, are outside playing and throwing balls at my house, which I can hear, and there's also they're playing in their parents' car, so there's honking of the horn, and I'm hoping to alleviate most of that, or at least drown it out, by playing some of this music, and it's not so bad. So I wish it was a little more upbeat, but I'm afraid I can't find upbeat music without words, which would then just confuse everything, in my opinion. So I'm hoping that this will help drown out some of that noise as I speak to you in regards to our evidence-based best practices. So, getting started, I wanted to start by saying that after I read chapter 1 and kind of looked over the 15 best practices, I chose the 2 that I feel that I connect with the most as of right now, being new into the teaching world and just getting started, not having my own classroom yet. I have a lot of questions, and these 2 best practices I really wanted to know more about. So the first one that I chose was teacher teams. That was number 5 on our list. And the second one that I chose was strategic tutoring. Strategic tutoring was number 5 and teacher teams was number 13. So I chose those again because I feel like those are going to be the most interesting for me as of right now, just trying to get into teaching and getting into my own classroom. And I am very much a team player where I like to do a lot of collaborating with people. And so teacher teams is one of those ways to do that, and also to create the best learning experience for my students when I have them. So with the strategic tutoring, I felt like that was something that would involve a lot of collaborating and planning. And so I wanted to also include that as I will be doing, I'm sure, a lot of planning getting into this. So I am not in a district. Again, I do not teach yet. I'm just getting into this, my first semester into grad school. So I decided to look at my oldest daughter's school district, which is Pearland Independent School District. Just because that's where my child goes, and I don't know any teachers yet, so I don't have any teacher friends to resource with yet, but I'm hoping that as my years go, I will get more of those. So I went to the district website, and that's where I kind of looked for some answers. So the teacher team is a term that I have heard in some of my other courses as well. And I really like, again, the idea of collaborating with my colleagues to create a better learning experience. So I located a section on the website that was called the 5-area instructional plan, which is right here. You can go to this website. It is pearlandisd.org if you're interested. And I went to departments, curriculum, and instruction, and this is where I found this area here, which actually discusses staff development, and within that section, it discusses using key lead teachers and in like district trainings, specialists to assist teachers with implementation, ongoing support, district-wide teacher training through content specified academics, It also discusses using the TEKS focused instructional lessons that include like weekly department meetings with teachers, and it has teacher coaching and mentoring available for teachers to collaborate on implementation of best teaching practices to improve student performance. This is on the website. Teachers are held accountable through this collaborating by what they call an annual appraisal. And that's kind of like an assessment, I guess is the best way to put it. I've never heard of it being called an annual appraisal. So anyway, that was the first place that I had looked, was in that area there, was in that 5-area instructional plan, and came up with that teacher team section. But it doesn't actually say teacher teams, but it does discuss those various things as far as the district trainings and specialists to assist teachers. And I'm not sure if those specialists are outside of a classroom, or is it more experienced teachers helping the newer teachers. I'm not sure of that. The next thing that I looked into was the strategic tutoring best practice. And what I found was actually I actually have a friend who I went to school with, and her child is in need of tutoring, and they attend Pearland ISD. So I actually kind of talked to her about it as a parent instead of going straight to the teacher, mostly because I don't, again, know any teachers. So I asked her about what the district does for her child. And she explained that the district will actually hire an outside source, and they will come to the school. They pull the kids out and put them into really small groups to give them more individualized attention in whatever it is that they need. And so I was really excited, because I thought, what a great resource that the teacher, even though as a teacher, I want to help every student in the best way I can. And I think that the best way to do that is actually allowing somebody else to come in and maybe say the same thing that you're saying in a different way, one, or two, giving that extra little bit of attention that's more one-on-one, because it's very difficult, from my understanding, for teachers to be able to give as much one-on-one attention as we would like to for our students, because there are so many students and they all learn in very different ways, and they're also taking in information in different ways as well. So I thought that was really cool that she was able to give me that information. And so I kind of wanted to go over this page, which is in the Curriculum and Instruction Department Reading and English Language Arts section on the website. I think I can actually pull this up so you can see. Yeah, it's pearlandisd.org, and so I'll do that. Okay, and so I just kind of wanted to go over this page itself a little bit, because this does go over specifically reading in the curriculum and how they intend to incorporate that. And I believe that this is curriculum-wide and not just specifically subject-wide, based on, they do reading aloud, which I'll just go, now I'm not going to go through all of this, but anyway, you can see it, that they do different things. Now they also have resources for the staff over here and how they help them with this portion, the curriculum portion. So in order to ensure that all of this is working, they have the assessments as well, and initiatives. Now I did find what is it? It's a strategic plan, which I will pull that up as well. So I found this strategic plan also located on the website. And this, of course, is from the most updated information was November 15th of 2016. So it looks like this is something that they have in the works for future. So it started in April. They did a vote. It was 7-0 vote, which passed to go to the board. And that vote was to have some sort of a strategic plan for this initiative to collaborate and do what they need to do to better the and I have actually another page. I'm sorry, I thought I had that one up. I didn't. That's okay. I do now. This is the one I was talking about. Sorry about that. So anyway, this is to ensure that they are getting approval to implement better strategic initiatives. So when I looked this over, I thought, oh, this is really great, because this is what they're talking about. The purpose of their plan is to do these things, and I think some of these things are pretty important for the district. And so if you look here, it goes into tailoring and simplifying. No, that's not the one I wanted. Sorry. Giving greater flexibility. Giving teachers. Where did it go? Oh, here we go. Tailoring tutorial schedules to meet the needs of each individual student rather than an arbitrary state ruling on the maximum amount of time for such purposes, which the resource then would look like they have already started making this happen by allowing for an outside source to come in, sit with the students, and in a smaller group, and be able to really work with them on whatever it is that they needed to work on. So that would be a resource for the teachers and the district. And I'm wondering if it is something that is, it may be district-wide, and it may be within the schools themselves, where it's, each school decides how they're going to do that. So the student that I'm specifically speaking of with the parent that I talked to does not go to the same school as my child. So I'm not sure if that's the same way that they would handle tutoring for the students at my child's school. So I should probably mention that. And again, I'm not sure if this, I think that the plan for the reading, this part here is a district curriculum, not just a content curriculum. And they do go through, well, maybe, because they do go through these various, like, this is mathematics, and I don't see anything regarding, I think you would need to read and understand the problem, so I'm not sure if that would be part of that or not. So where did I go? I lost it. Let me go back. So anyway, so some of the professional development the teachers are given, I've already discussed, and that's with the training and the specialists coming into their classroom to collaborate with them, and the implementation, the ongoing support that they get. They get the district-wide teacher training, and it looks like the district is really focused on the TEKS or TEKS focused instructional lessons, and that's some of the resources available. Some of the trainings and all of that is for the professional development. As far as the accountability for the teachers, I had a little bit of a harder time finding how they hold the teachers accountable, other than that one appraisal. So I'm hoping that there's more, and I'm just not finding it. So I hope you enjoyed my video. I kind of was all over the place, and again, out of my element, so kind of new to this. Hopefully this is just a step into doing these a little bit better for the future. And if you have any questions, you can let me know. I'm going to put all these links in where you can look at them if you'd like. So you guys have a great weekend.